Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am quite well, thank you. I am quite well. I'm feeling good today. I'm
Nice.
feeling good and easy today, which is
Nice.
which is good. And then, I think I remembered it's all in my head. I'm just making it more difficult than it needs to be.
Isn't it funny that we do that to ourselves?
Funny is one way to put that. I think an exercise and self-torture is another way.
How
But
much suffering can I inflict upon myself?
yeah, and in some ways, I think if we're attenuated, if we're used to feeling stressed, feeling anxious, the absence of anxiety can be worrying. And I know I struggle with this, where I'm just like, things are too still. I'm not I'm not trying to solve a crisis. I'm not in a crisis. And so then in some ways I manufacture them because I'm like, well, what is it to live except to try really hard and to be feeling all these feelings and to be caught up? And so if I'm not doing that, I'm not. And so, yeah, we manufacture a lot of this for ourselves, and it's not productive. It's not helpful. It's not fun. So I've been doing that this week. I will cover
Nice.
that. I will say this has been happening this week. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, it's interesting in thinking about addiction because I think that it's, adrenaline and the like hits that we get from solving crisis or being in panic or rushing around or being overly productive. If those are the feelings that we're so used, if that feels like just normal baseline,
Yep.
and we feel any kind of ease or stillness, the system starts to get a little panicky because it's not used to having ease and stillness.
Yeah.
So we create those issues. So we can create issues out of things that just aren't there.
And I think in a lot of ways it's just to be graceful with ourselves in that, where it's not any one of our individual faults. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we have been collectively conditioned to seek out this feeling. Like, I know that my parents taught me, it's like, well, like, I know these are learned things. I know these are things that
Mm-hmm.
have been inherited. I know they're habits. Um,
And they're
and
parts of ourselves that we acquire along the way that do keep us safe and protected at one point in our life when that was the only way for us to be able to be in relationship.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I I read this last night in my
Mm,
my book, which I love, Your True Home by Thich Nhat Hanh, which I talk about a lot. Funnily enough, yesterday's reading was reading 333 out of the yearly devotional. So I've been working my
nice.
way through this over the last year. But
Nice.
reading 333, I'd love to share. Recognizing negative energy. Negative habit energy always tries to emerge, but if you are mindful, you recognize it. Mindfulness helps us to recognize the habits transmitted by our ancestors and parents, or learned during our childhood. Often, just recognizing these habits will make them lose their hold on you.
Yes. Nice.
As it's mindfulness helps us to recognize the habits transmitted by our ancestors and parents, or learned during our childhood. And I think you put a beautiful cap on it. It's like all of the systems of coping, all of the things that we do, like, they are there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now it's the question of taking stock, and it's like, do I constantly need to be on edge? Do I constantly need to have something to solve? Do I constantly need to have an obstacle to overcome to feel like I'm doing something, to feel
Yep.
productive, to feel useful, to feel like I'm participating? Um,
Yep.
and it's a lot of habit in there, a lot of
Yep.
calcified muscle memory or emotional muscle memory of just things that we've been doing because we don't know any other way to feel. And like, again, I will readily cop to it when I don't have a problem to solve, when I don't have something to press against. It freaks me out because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, and then I rob myself of the peace by anticipating, by being like, well, if not now, it will be coming soon. So I gotta get ready for that. I gotta
Get
steel myself
revved up.
the thing that's coming down the pike that I don't know, but I
Yeah.
know that something, and it's just like you will lurch from crisis to crisis. You will lurch from, whatever it is. Like it will be a never ending cycle.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
And
working on.
I think it's interesting because this is something that I've been watching in myself is when things are okay, when we're at ease, there's the tendency, I think, like you said, the tendency to anticipate something bad happening, like this feeling of, well, this good feeling isn't going to last forever. Something
Yeah.
bad is going to happen that's going to disrupt this. And how do we break that pattern of always just waiting for the bottom to drop out, always just waiting for something to pull us off center? How do we hold ourselves with grace for when it does without also anticipating it?
Yeah. It's funny in some ways. It's like remembering the past, and like remembering the
Mm,
past as it actually occurred. Because
mm,
I think this idea is like any time that the bottom has dropped out before, which it has seemingly, you just keep going. Like there's
yeah,
no bottom that has dropped out where I just kept falling and like I just fell into the void. Like it has never happened. That's an ahistorical thing. That's not reality. It has never been my lived experience. And so I think to look at the long scope of, have I felt this before? Have I felt like something this before? And what happened? And I think just
mm-hmm,
remembering, it's like there's always more.
mm, mm,
Like there's always more. And that is about the only thing that I can think to cling to, or the way to ground myself, and
mm-hmm.
just being like, well, hold on, let me get outside of the noise in my head. Let me get outside of this emotional turbulence that I'm feeling or anticipating, and being like, when I have faced things like this before, they have passed.
Yeah.
They always do. Like nothing is forever. Everything is impermanent. The
Mm-hmm.
joy that we feel, the suffering that we feel, like it's all impermanent. And I think let us not grasp onto that feeling of satisfaction or safety that it gives us to be like, woe is me, life is so hard, things are so busy, I'm so anxious, I'm so stressed out. Because that's a position that's readily identifiable.
Yep.
And that I know for me, like, brings me some comfort. Be like, guys, I can't right now. I'm so stressed. And it's like, all right, buddy, relax.
um, that's something that I've been actually thinking about this week is how serious I take myself around healing stuff. Like, this is serious business, this healing stuff. Let me just like think about this really hard and just be really like serious about it. And I think that remembering the humor of what life is, like, it's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
It's really, there is so much to be like, this is just a silly situation that I'm in, or healing can be joyful.
Mm,
And just
mm.
remembering that it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. It's easy for me to get real serious about stuff.
To being less serious.
Hmm.
Snaps. Snaps. Um, and I just because I've been practicing it a lot. Like my emergency, like get out of anxiety jail free card is 3 breaths.
Mm,
Like just three breaths. And I think, in that, it's like creating that small pocket of time and space. But 3 breaths in which I center myself in the fact it's like I am a created being, which means there is a creator, which I'm still trying to understand. But I am a created being, and I have the opportunity in these 3 breaths to be aware of the fact that I'm breathing. And I
Mhm.
think in that, every time it just drops me back down a little bit, because it's out of my hands. It's out of my control. Like, it is in the control of whatever life force has animated me and allows me to be sentient and allows me to draw air into my lungs. Like, that's where the control lies. And so when I decentralize the control and I'm like, wait a minute, you're painting with illusions, my friend. You don't
Mm.
have it. It's a very simple, it's been a very simple and quick way. And again, it's like an emergency lever. When I don't have time to sit and practice, when I can't get away, but just like, can I grab 3 breaths? And it's like,
Yes.
there's nothing that you're doing in life that is so important that you cannot grab 3 breaths. There's nothing. Even like in the deepest, darkest emergency, like, those breaths can save you.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel
so
like I
three,
need that on a t-shirt. Grab 3 breaths.
grab 3 breaths.
Let me just grab 3 breaths.
And sometimes I do it in the middle of conversations, and people are like, "Why are you closing your eyes?" I'm like, I just need 3 breaths. I'll be back in this conversation in 3 breaths, but you'll like me more. I'll be better in this conversation after I grab these 3 breaths. So let me grab these breaths.
I love that. I love that. uh, um, it feels like we should do some breathing today.
Dig it.
I think we should do a little breath work. Yeah. Um, so I want to start out with one that we've done before. And this is actually a really good one that is helpful for moments of anxiety. Anytime you double your exhale from what your inhale is, it kicks in your autonomic nervous system. So it just drops you in just a little bit more. So we'll start off with it'll be a 5 count inhale, a hold at the top for 5, and then a 10 count exhale. So we'll do that for 5 rounds. And then the next breath I want to do is not necessarily a breath that's good for anxiety, because it can feel a little bit like hyperventilating. It's breath of fire, but it is really good for getting you into your body, and it becomes a meditation in itself. So if you're dealing with any kind of anxiety today, I'm going to steer you just to long, deep breaths. If you're on the first few days of your cycle, or if you're pregnant, long, deep breaths. But I'm gonna teach it just in case you are feeling like you want to participate in this today. So we'll go in and out through your nose, and you're snapping your belly button back in order to push the air out through your nose. So it looks like this. And if you've got any kind of congestion going on, good luck. Maybe have a tissue around, because snot might fly. Totally fine if that happens. So yeah, it is a little bit of it's a tricky breath to just get into, but once you drop into the rhythm of it, it becomes a meditation in itself. So we'll start off with our 5 and 10 count breath, and then we'll drop into our breath of fire. Let's start with a stretch first. So sitting up nice and tall, take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out through your mouth. Do that again. Big inhale. And exhale. One more big inhale. This time, as you exhale, keep your chest lifted, drop your chin to your chest, press your shoulders back and down, and very gently start to roll your head side to side. Feel into any tightness on either side of your neck. And come back to center, lift your chin, inhale, reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, drop your right hand down, big reach up and out with your left fingers, stretch through your side waist, your ribs, your armpit. Inhale, bend your elbow wide, open up your chest just a little bit. As you exhale, round your spine, cross your wrist to your opposite knee, stretch across your shoulder blade. Do that again. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, bend your elbow wide, open your chest. Exhale, cross it and round. Again, inhale, open. Exhale, cross. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, release your hands to your knees, sitting cat-cow. Big inhale, lift your chest, reach your shoulders back. Exhale, pull on your knees, round your spine, drop your head, big stretch across your shoulder blades. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. And exhale. And inhale back up to center. Get comfortable, get situated. When you're ready, close your eyes if they're not already. And let's take another easy inhale through your nose. Easy exhale through your mouth. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Exhale through your nose to the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty out completely. Again, inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to an easy breath. All right, so we'll start breath of fire. We will be here for 3 minutes, which is going to feel like a long time, but we want to get into a rhythm with our breath so that it just becomes a meditation in itself without having to think about anything. Your awareness just is with your breath. So here we go. Take an inhale and begin. Make sure your inhale and exhale is the same amount. If you're a little heavy on your exhale, add a little more emphasis to your inhale. Take a big inhale. Hold your breath at the top. Big exhale, let it go. Do that again. Big inhale. Hold your breath at the top and hold inside your body the energy that you want to experience right now. Exhale, let it go. Do that one more time. Big inhale. Hold your breath. Hold inside your body the energy you want to experience. Exhale, let it go. Hold for just a moment with an easy breath. And just notice what is here. Where is your awareness? Bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest. Let's rub our palms together. And hold your hands in prayer. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, bow your chin to your chest, acknowledging your inner teacher and connecting to your true essence that is always here. It is spacious and graceful and easeful. Namaste.